We're going to talk about fresh embryo transfer versus frozen embryo transfer with genetic testing. It's important that you know that there are two different pathways that your IVF can take for the second part, for that embryo transfer part. When someone has a high number of eggs and embryos, something called pre-implantation genetic testing for aneuploidy is very helpful. It counts the chromosomes of the embryos and allows us to know which embryos have the highest chance of success. An embryo that tests normal has a 70% chance of live birth, regardless of the age of the woman. On the other hand, any embryo that tests abnormal has a 0% chance of live birth. So what we're doing is we're drastically improving our chances of success per embryo transfer by excluding the embryos that we already know will not work. This was a game changer, a disruptor in IVF when this technology came to maturity with over the last 10 years. It's very helpful. On the other hand, it's really only helpful if you have a choice to make between embryos. If you are in your later 30s or your early 40s and you have lower egg numbers, and also we know that at these ages there's a lower proportion of genetically normal eggs, I find that it can be helpful and cost effective to just put the embryos in and see if they work. That genetic testing, that piece of paper, even if it says it's normal, that doesn't equal a baby. What equals a baby is if we put the embryos in and they work for you. So I find that people need to have this kind of nuanced conversation with their doctors to make sure they're choosing the right thing for themselves. Additionally, no test is perfect. There can always be a false positive on a genetic test, which would lead to you and your doctor deciding to not transfer an embryo because it tested looking like an intermediate or gray zone result that means it might be normal or might be abnormal. Whereas if we just transfer those embryos fresh and that embryo is capable of making a healthy baby, it will. So I think that we can get miracle pregnancies with a strategy of fresh embryo transfer that might not happen if we just do one size fits all genetic testing for everyone. So it's very important that you have these kinds of conversations with your doctor, understand the risks and benefits of each strategy, and choose the right one for you.